Hey guys, Keys here, back with another Bitcoin video. So no, I don't think Uptober is canceled just yet. We're still currently sitting at 60.8, the support zone. We came back down to the support zone that we were at about a week ago. That I didn't really want to see us come back down to it, but we came back down to it, and we actually came back down to it pretty quick. I mean, like I said, it was only a week. And I do think that coming back down to it so quickly is a little worrisome just because we already bounced off of it once. So like now that we're back at it again, we can still bounce off of it, of course. Like I still think we actually might, but I mean we already had a chance to do it and we didn't do it. So I don't really know if Bitcoin's going to be able to do it. I still think it will, but it just makes it a lot more difficult in my opinion. Um, I wanted to talk about quickly the S&P and gold because if you guys haven't been following the S&P, it's at all-time highs. It put in new all-time high literally today. So, traditional finances are doing so good right now, and Bitcoin is just doing nothing. I mean, we're still going sideways. I actually think we're going sideways now longer than we've been going sideways back in 2023, right? Like I'm pretty sure this period now is like longer. Yeah, I mean, you could say maybe like 220 days. This is like over 220 probably. So, we're at least around, or if not around, like we're longer now. And that's just a really, really long time. I mean, over 220 days of actually just basically going sideways. It's just so, Bitcoin does this sometimes. And it's just like, I really wish it would hurry up, but everyone wishes it would hurry up. But, anyways, like, if we take a look at gold on the monthly, let me actually flip it to the monthly because gold moves really, really slow. And you can actually see a pattern that I think Bitcoin's actually playing really similar right now. So you can see in 2011, in September of 2011, gold set an all-time high. And then it finally went and took out that all-time high in August of 2020. So 9 years later, gold actually took out its all-time high. And then what did it do after it took out its all-time high? It did absolutely nothing for, I mean, this is the monthly candles. So for about 43 months, it didn't really do anything. It just hovered around its all-time high. And in March of 2024, so earlier this year, it finally broke out and started moving up. So, if I box this out, something like this, you can really see like we came up here 9 years later, we finally took it out, and then we just hovered, and then we broke up. And if we look at Bitcoin on the monthly, it actually looks somewhat similar. Of course, not going to look the exact same, but we set a high in 2021, November 2021 at 69K. And then we finally took out the high in March of 2024, so like 2.5 years later. And now all we're doing is hovering around the all-time high, similar to what gold did. And if it's going to follow something that gold did, then it's going to break up. So I still don't think there's anything wrong. The only thing that's really annoying about this is just how long it's taking. I don't really think it's going to last much longer. But, when you really zoom out on the monthly, like if we printed another like 3 more candles in this range, that's completely possible when you look at it like this. Like if we were just like in here, let's say like, maybe October does end red. I still think there's like a good chance it actually flips green by the end. But, let's just say like we kind of go, doing nothing. And then we finally break out like in January. There's nothing wrong with that. Like that would look completely fine. It was just, like I said, be really annoying that it's just taking forever. So it's really not that bad. I still think Bitcoin is actually in a really good position right now. Flip it back to the daily. In the short term, nobody knows exactly in the short term where it's going to go. I still like this support zone between 59 and 61. If we do lose it, I still think we have support between 55 and 57. And then, we could even come all the way back down to like 53 or like 54 and still put in a higher low, because this low here was 52.6, and we would still technically be in an uptrend, right? Like if we did something like this and then went up, it would, wouldn't be the greatest, but it would still be an uptrend. And yeah, I mean, we still haven't broken it, so I still think it's still looking okay. I think that Bitcoin is just taking a little bit of time. I think that there's a little bit more fear in the markets, which is actually really good. So quickly, if you take a look at the fear and greed index, you can see that we dropped from 49 yesterday to 39. And that was all in a 2.5% candle. Another thing was, maybe a reason, I don't know for sure if this is the main reason why, but the US actually did get approved to sell some of their Bitcoin that they seized in 2018. I think it was 2018. Maybe it was like 2016 or something, but they seized a lot of Bitcoin a few years ago, and they just got approved that they were allowed to like sell it. So maybe they're dumping on us, and it was 69,000 Bitcoin they got approved to sell. So that's around 4 billion. So you can see here, for example, U.S. government to sell 4 billion soon. I don't know if they're going to sell all of it, but they're probably going to sell some of it if they got it approved. So maybe that's, some of the selling we saw yesterday. But the fact that we're in fear and Bitcoin's at 60.8K is like kind of crazy to me, because we're still like in a really good position. Bitcoin still looks pretty strong to me. I think it looks a little bit less strong than, last week, just because we, came down, got the bounce we wanted. We could have, kept on going up, or like at least held this support and then kept going up, but like we just came straight down, right? So, that's the reason why it looks a little bit less strong than me, but it still looks pretty good. I still think that October can end up being Uptober, especially because the election is November 5th, which is the beginning of November. So like going into November, maybe we're like really pumping. So end of October, I still think that's really possible. We'll just have to wait and see. So yeah, guys, that was just a Bitcoin update. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.